This is Ali with ALTA. This is part 3 assembly video of the ALTA Six GPR 2.0. If you watch the past 2 videos, we've assembled the main beam into the hitch receiver, and we've adjusted the latch and tightened it and set the set screws so it's perfectly tight. There's no movement in the rack. At this point, you want to mount it into your vehicle. So take the provided stowaway hitch tightener or the hitch tightener that comes with the rack and place it facing up. In some cases, your vehicle bumper or the new bumpers are coming out past this hitch receive portion and they may protrude to the point where they're hitting these nuts. All you have to do is flip this around. We do it this way because it's easier to access. So we're gonna stay with this. You basically line up the holes for your hitch, and once you did that, these are 3/4 inch nuts. So I'm taking a 3/4 inch. I'm gonna give that a good tightening, same as this side. You want to kind of keep them even, and you'll feel the resistance right away. And how to test this is you take the main beam and you press side to side. At this point, the vehicle should be moving also up and down. There should be no movement that way neither. So we got a good, nice tight fit right now. Once you've done that, you remove the initial outer safety pin or the inner safety pin and drop the main beam lower until it's resting on the outer safety pin. At this point, we're going to install the top beam, and the top beam has a rectangular bracket. The top beam goes towards the vehicle, not on the front face. So with the bracket pointing down, and you have 3 adjustment holes, majority of people are going to just use, this is what we use, the middle holes. And you place one there, and the next one goes from the front. So using your washer, your lock washer, if you don't have a nylock nut, just hand tighten that, get the next one on, and get these nice and tight using your 2 crescent wrenches or your 9/16. If you crank too much on the front one, you're going to bend the main beam or put a pivot in it. So we just get that nice and flush. This one, since you already have the bracket on both sides, you can give this good force. This is your weight bearing bar. This is where all the bikes are sitting on, so you want to make sure these are nice and tight. Once you got that in, give it a good test. No movement. Bring the main beam back to the initial position until the latch locks. Always notice that there should be no spacing where the latch is. When it locks and it's all the way down, you should feel the tip underneath. At this point, you take your lower horizontal bar, and with the bracket pointing up at this, and you'll see it's got a pretty good groove where it makes sense. It just goes in. Or the other side is a latch. And you get that in. You got a little bit of powder coat on there. So we're just going to use the wrench to get that through. Alright, we get the washer, the lock washer again. And again, if you have a nylock knot, you're not going to have a locking washer, and you don't need one. And get this nice and tight. This is not a weight bearing portion. That lower bar is there just to interface to your rear tires and hold them in place. It's very light. Never use these for tie down to the vehicle on a lower bar. These are really to stow your cables to the top bar. once you got this, it's time to put the baskets on. And the easiest way to do that, again, is lower the bar. And starting from the right side of the vehicle, with the baskets leaning left, this lower horizontal bar should be to the left side. Bring them in, and bring them in. Once you get 3 on this side, then you go to the other side. Same exact fashion. And the spacing here is really depending on your bikes, the size of the bikes, and what kind of bikes you put on, and we'll go over that in the next video. But you basically just hand tighten these, they're tension held. Same thing with the lowers. These are tension held as well. You can point these up or down depending on the wheelbase size. The middle mount and how you adjust for wheelbase sizes is between these 3 holes. You can raise this bracket all the way up to this hole, where the center hole, as you see here, center bolt as you see here, is going to be mounted here. That's your highest position. So if you have like minivans, low SUVs where the top of the basket is low, you can bring those up. It raises the bikes. It also gives you more clearance where the road is for the dips and off-roading. Once you have the baskets on, go ahead and raise that back up, lock it in, take your safety pin, put that baby in. Don't forget your cotter. And at this point, you're ready to put your end caps on. Your tie down points. And those are 3/8. A little trick here, the ones you're getting, if you need just a little bit more spacing, you find that 1/4 inch will make a difference. You can actually screw a nut on these, and this way it gives you about a 1/4 inch out. But most of the time you don't need it. So what we have here is a fully assembled rack at this point. Next video we're going to show you how to load and unload the bikes and going over safety features. Thank you very much for watching this video, and this is Ali from ALTA. No touch, no rub, all love.